Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of In a Nutshell. It's been a while, it's been quite a while since I've made one. Last time was Fistful of Frags, but it was well received, so I'm going to make another one for a newer game I'm playing recently that's been kind of talked about a little bit. The game, as you can see, is called The Forest. The Forest is a survival horror type-ish game which very much concentrates on the survival part, because you're by yourself. You're in a forest, hence the name, and you cut down, basically the first thing you do is you cut down trees, you make cabins, little cabins for yourself, you make fires, you basically try to survive. Now, first thing you see when you look at this game, the first thing you see in this game is that it is gorgeous. This game is so good looking. If you just look around, you see the shadows cap above the trees, you realize, oh my god, this game is so fucking cool looking. I understand exactly why. This game is small as well, purely because there's so few textures, i.e. the trees, plane, the actual aspect in the terrain, and yourself. Oh, and something else, but I'll get to that later. The main twist of this game, which has actually been a twist of a lot of other games like this, is that you're not alone. You're not by yourself, you're actually surrounded by cannibals. Now, these cannibals never talk, they never make a single noise, they're just kind of there. That's what makes them creepy, because they can sneak up on you at any point. All you could hear is the rustle of the leaves, and suddenly you're getting your ass handed to you. That's why I like them. They're actually pretty well designed. I don't know, when they get past early alpha, will they give them noises and shouts and stuff, but for now, they're completely quiet, and I'm fine with that, because the quietness is what makes them creepy. Quite similar to most other horror games where they don't scream at you. Some do, some don't. Now, from saying that, you're probably asking yourself a question. Evan, is the forest scary? Well, what the fuck? Not really. That's the thing, because even when you get past the initial fear of seeing all of this cannibals surrounding you, you realize that if you put on some armor, get a good axe or a good knife or a good weapon, and you fight them off, you could kill a lot of them before they kill you. Like, a lot of them. I think there's an example later on in this video where I just kill like 10 of them, and then they kill me, and I'm like, oh. Well, they didn't even kill me. But that is to do with glitches, which, because it's early alpha, it's full of glitches. But honestly, people are saying this game is a bit like DayZ, but in my opinion it's completely different for one good reason. The reason things always feel initially scary in this game is because of the isolation you're in. You're by yourself, there's no one accompanying you. Like Dead Space was scary because you were by yourself, there was no one backing up, there was the occasional logbook, but apart from that, you were by yourself. And that's why Dead Space 3 wasn't scary, because you were with someone. Isolation makes games a lot more scarier, and this game gets isolation and tension down to a T. Seriously. But almost the entire game, you're doing your stuff, you're working away, it's building tension in the background, as in the rain starts falling, you hear thunder, you hear lightning, and you just see a flash of someone off in the distance, and initially you've no fucking idea what it is, and then eventually you realize there's these cannibal things that just kick the crap out of you, and it's horrible. Anyway, next thing we'll be talking about is the story. Now, the story is literally, you're on a plane. The plane is flying away, nothing's really happening, and then you look over to see your possible child, or maybe just some random child who likes to lie in people's laps. I don't know, because it doesn't really make it clear, but apparently one of the guys who made the forest said that, he's not your child, he's just kind of a random kid. Which is kind of weird, but anyway, basically, the plane crashes, you're knocked unconscious, you wake up and you see one of the cannibals picking up the child who seems dead and runs away with him. And then that's it. You're left by yourself. Literally, you look around, all you can see is there's enough food and provisions to provide you for about 20 minutes in the game, 30 minutes. And there's also an axe, a very weak axe that you start off with, and it's very ineffective against cannibals, but it does the job for cutting down trees and stuff. And then that's about it. Then you go off into the world, explore the forest, and you take in the sights. That's basically what this game is. It's about taking in the sights, but always knowing in the background that there could be someone behind you trying to kill you. Now, onto the gameplay. The gameplay is pretty fluid. The crafting is pretty well done. The fighting actually isn't bad against the cannibals. It's not great, but it's not horrible for these kind of games. You move pretty fluently, And the only real problem with gameplay is the sheer amount of glitches you run into throughout the entire game. You're probably saying, Evan, it's an alpha. And yes, I know it's an alpha. I could spend about 10 minutes in this video complaining about why this shouldn't have been released in alpha because of when I wanted glitches, or I could just tell you a story about mid-game, what happened, and why I had to cut my first recording part short, and why I had to start my recording again. So here I am, taking on loads and loads of cannibals, fighting them off, being a general badass, killing like 15, 20 of them, and they're probably getting pretty tired of me killing them all. And as I mentioned before, they telegraphed their attacks if they're going to do a big push, and they did. One of them got me. I didn't notice it, and they pushed me far. In fact, they pushed me so far that I went off the entire map. Now, of course, to this I was like, oh shit, this is probably a game-breaking glitch. So I got very annoyed by that, and I ended up waiting there in this big dark abyss that took me off the entire map, waiting there for probably 20 minutes straight, just sitting there, keep recording, and eventually I just said, you know what, I'm going to get up, I'm going to make a sandwich, I'm going to come back and see if it fixed itself, or if I died and ended up in the lair in the end. And what happened was so much better. When I came back, my hands were like rubber. They were like elasticated rubber that would just be flying around the place, and just everything just hitting everything, and it was incredible. It was all horrible, and I don't know if that's part of the game and you hallucinate when you get really, really hungry, but for some reason I could not stop laughing at how I couldn't move. It was incredibly dark, and all I could see was a really blurred image of my hand acting like a 30s tap dancer. And I just could not stop laughing. Honestly, I wish I was recording my voice during this hour footage of me playing it, because oh my god, it was funny to look at. The game as a whole is great. I really enjoyed the game, and the immersion is so much fun, and you are afraid of getting killed and sent to the lair of these things, because the big massive monster thing you see in the middle is just terrifying. That's the scariest thing about this game by far, is knowing that if you die you have to be in like a little cave with that thing. But of course the glitches do drag you out of that, kicking and screaming. And honestly, what I'd say is I recommend the game. I love the game. 15 quid for this game is very, very well priced. I think it's well worth the money for 15 quid. The only thing I'd probably say is play it now for a little bit, laugh the glitches and stuff, and then leave it, and don't play it properly for a full playthrough to get all your weapons and stuff together until at least beta, because there is too many glitches to play this game seriously yet. It's a very fun game with very good immersion, but I'd say you have to wait till they clean out some of the glitches from alpha, and then this game will be definitely a good contender in the survival horror genre. Very good contender. Anyway, I'll see you again next time. If you like what you saw, then I'll see you again next time. If you didn't like what you saw, then I won't see you again next time. Feel free to like and subscribe. Bye.